Hi, folks. So I'm here for your new moon forecast. Oh my gosh, happy solstice blessings. A little bit late, but I hope your solstice was beautiful. And I actually tuned into a Mayan fire ceremony, which was really beautiful. And the Mayans really bring this deep gratitude. Like their practices, they spend half an hour in the morning and half an hour in the evening with a candle, and they thank everything. They thank existence, because actually we wouldn't be here without the plants, the animals, the trees, everything that keeps us alive. So it was beautiful to be part of that. Sadly, it was only online, but it was still magical. And yeah, I just love this time because obviously this is the start of summer, and that light, it's about connecting with the light within and really focusing on our goals, our dreams, the visions that are coming through, that are stirring your soul. Now is the time to put action and move towards them, and hopefully have some time to daydream as well. I realize I don't do that enough, so I did that a little bit as well. So yeah, this new moon we have on the 25th of June is in Cancer. Oh, Cancer. And it's happening at 4 degrees 7 seconds at 11:32 a.m. GMT time. So do check your time zone. And right now, as I'm recording this, we are in the dark moon, and often the dark moon doesn't get talked about. And I probably always talk about it because I was born on a dark moon. So what that means is I'm quite in tune with that energy, and I always get such rich insights and intuition that comes through on a dark moon personally. But also, it doesn't matter if you're not a dark moon baby, it is a real time of deep healing and turning within and visioning. So that's interesting that it's like in tune with the solstice, the end of the solstice energies. And yeah, a dark moon is really, we're more intuitive. It's right before we see that tiny crescent of light in the moon, and it's a real sacred time. So it's a time to honor each month if you can, even with a short stillness practice or something. I find that really helpful. Straight away, when I was looking at this new moon and feeling into it, it's like, right, we're in the energy of Cancer, the crab, right? We're in the season. We're now in the season of Cancer, which is all about nourishment. It's all about soul memory. And I kind of get this vision of this big, this grandma, this nurturing archetype that wants to hug us and make us feel cozy and nurtured. And that is really the energy of this Cancer new moon. It's like, how can you nurture yourself? How can you feel safe? And sometimes that's not always that simple, but we've got Jupiter conjunct this new moon. So there's this real warmth and generosity. There's this real kind of need to tend to your nest, tend to your space, and make it feel more cozy. Even though we're in summer now, we can still connect with that cozy vibes. And it's really important because if when Cancer doesn't feel safe and doesn't have that sense of belonging, then we kind of shut down. And we can all do it. We kind of put our walls up, and it's like, it's not safe to feel. I feel too vulnerable. I feel too exposed. So this is really an invitation to soften into your emotions, to feel all the feels, maybe something you've been avoiding, right? I guarantee the thing that you're avoiding will bring you a massive shift in your life if you're willing to be brave and go there. And this new moon's in a quincunx to Pluto. Don't need to know what that is, but it's kind of like there's something around going off on a tangent. We might feel like we're being pulled back into a story of where we've held grief. Old stories of where we've given our power away. You might see that power dynamic playing out of this new moon. That could be in a relationship. And it will be with people that you're close to, because Cancer new moon is all about our roots, our family, our sense of belonging. So it's kind of an invitation to invite you into what stories are you still telling that mean you give your power away? What are those stories that you need to become more aware of? And those old stories can feel like you're grieving an old part of yourself. There's an aspect of grief here with Pluto. It can be unrepressed grief, and also anger, those things that we hide away and are like, oh, it's shameful. But I invite you to meet that with tenderness, with softness. You know, maybe there may be grief as well being surfacing at this time. So how can you meet that grief with so much love? Because that's a part of you. And often with these really intense emotions, we want to shut them away and close them down. But actually, I invite you to open and allow them into you. They're a part of you. Invite them into a dialogue and see what wisdom they have for you. Because often when we're stuck in an area of our life, it's because we're feeling shame, or we're really judging ourselves. We're judging a part of ourselves. And often what that part just needs is space to be seen and heard. And it's not that like we let the fear lead us, whatever it is, it's that we just meet it. We meet it, we sit with it, we give it space. And you'll find that shift. And I would love to hear what is surfacing for you. Do let me know in the comments below. I always love hearing from you. And Saturn, we've still got that Saturn-Neptune conjunction. So there's a real blurring of boundaries, blurring of routine. So if you're kind of maybe trying to start new habits and then you have that resistance, that is what is happening here. It's like the Neptune makes things a bit foggy again, and that's in a square to the new moon. So it's quite a harsh energy, and it's like what was coming to me as well, because the Cancer speaks to the womb, our creativity. It's like, what restriction or what ways do we contract in our womb space? So bringing an awareness to your womb area right now, just noticing how it feels. And often for women, we hold a lot of tension, we hold a lot in here. And that's actually the center of our creativity. We can soften again into that, again, not forcing, but just giving spaciousness. That confusion, that fogginess that we might be feeling can lift. So that conjunction is really, that square is really bringing our awareness to our need for belonging. It's like, how can we feel so rooted in our sense of belonging? And, I know sometimes people don't connect with their family, and that's okay, but the sense of belonging, of being connected to something bigger than yourself, that divine, that universal energy, whatever you call it, how can you connect more with that divine energy? How can you feel so connected to this universal energy? Because when you are, you know that everything is working out, even when it feels like it's not. You have a deeper sense of trust. And that aspect also speaks to having integrity. Sometimes when we say we're not good with boundaries, it can be boundaries with ourselves. And I'm guilty of this too. Like, ended up last night, I got into the flow and I was like, posted about market research calls on my Facebook. And I was like, oh my gosh, I should be off screen by now. I still do that. And I've been trying to get into a habit of getting to bed earlier, which I was in before, and I've got out of that habit again. So it's being strict with ourselves and going, no, this is the boundary. This is how I'm going to treat myself, because how I treat myself is then showing the world and others how I want to be treated, right? So having that boundary with yourself, where are you overstepping that boundary like I did last night? And it happens, and it's okay. And when that happens, just having compassion for yourself. But there's something here around looking fear in the face. Because when there's fear, we're like, I can't move forward. Sometimes we freeze we go into that fight or flight response. But actually, again, that fear is there for a reason. It's not to let the fear stop you from moving forwards. It's just to allow it. Okay, I'm scared. That's okay. We can do this. And connecting with that inner child part of you that's probably in fear of something new that you're doing. So be kind with it. And this is also an invitation to really see the wisdom in that so-called problem. Like, as humans, we love to dramatize things. We love to focus on problems. But actually, what is the possibility there? What is the possibility that maybe that problem, so-called problem, is opening up for you? So shedding some light on that right now. And then there is a fiery energy at this new moon. Obviously, we're in a water energy here, so it's soulful, it's fluid, but there's an invitation to move forwards. We've got that forwards motion. We might have all the ideas. We might feel really lit up. Use this energy, use that Mars energy to propel you forwards. And actually, although we're in that real feminine side, it's almost like the feminine and masculine energy are balanced at this new moon. So use that to your advantage. I hear so many times that people are like, I don't know, I'm resistant to routine, I don't like structure. Okay, I get it, but start with small structures, because actually when you have structure, it's like the masculine is holding the feminine. So you can still be fluid with structures. Small structures, start small. And if you need guidance, you can always reach out. I'm available for astrology readings in June. I still have some spots, so do reach out, and the link will be below. And then Saturn is in that word again, quincunx to Mars. So again, this is a learning, a slight needing to seesaw between being responsible and also taking that impulsive, spontaneous action, right? Because we need to, you always hear about inspired action, that thing that lights you up, following that. But there's a moment of, okay, am I just moving and being impulsive for the sake of it, to pretend to be busy? Or is my heart actually in that? Is this a thing that I want to build long term? That's the question. So you can still have that excitement and know that excitement is a sign that you're on the right track. But also that Saturn is going, are you serious? Like, maybe being more discerning about where you're putting your energy, because we can have all the ideas, but we don't want to spread ourselves too thin. So just watching for that impatience you might feel, and that Saturn will go, okay, are you serious about that? Are you actually committed to that goal, to bringing forward momentum? And as well, don't be hard on yourself if you take that action and things are taking time, because Saturn can slow things down. So there may be a delay, or maybe a thing was going so well and something stopped. See that pause as an invitation to check in and go, okay, is this really what I want? Is this the solid foundation I'm wanting to build? And then the last thing I felt called to speak to is Pluto, quincunx, Uranus. So this might bring you real flashes of inspiration around those deep-seated grief that I was talking to earlier, the ways you give your power away. It might be suddenly you get a light bulb moment about, oh, okay, I see so clearly how I give my power away. And there might be a real release from that as well. Like, okay, I know the thing, and something shifted, because things can shift that quick as well. Uranus is bringing that lightning speed into that area, again, depending where it is in your chart. So it's like, it's okay to go off onto a tangent, because maybe you feel like you're going off on a tangent, but actually you need to go into that grief, you need to go into that sadness, that those deep emotions that might be surfacing. And it may feel like unexpected as well, like it bubbles up and it's like, oh, there's just this grief I need to sit with. Trust it, go with it, allow it to be processed, and that will bring a radical shift to some area of your life if you really sit with those deep-seated emotions. And if you need more support, reach out. This is what I love doing. It's like, I'm not all about the mind with astrology. It's bringing it into the energetics, into the body, and integrating those unconscious parts of you so you can feel more free, more liberated in your soul expression. That's what it's all about. So I hope that was helpful. Plant your seeds on this new moon. Like, what is it you want to focus on? And particularly around this sense of belonging, the sense of your roots. How can you feel more rooted? And it might not be a physical, it could be finding your physical home, but it can also be about rooting into your body as well. That's a sense of feeling rooted and sense of belonging. Maybe it's about finding your community if you're not connected with your family. But this is a real time to plant those seeds around that area. Home, family, roots. Set those intentions and figure out how you can take forward momentum. Made a new word up. Momentum forwards. And I hope that was helpful, my dears. Please leave what is landing for you. Leave them in the comments. I love to hear from you. And if you've enjoyed this, please share it with your friends. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'd be so, so grateful. And I'll speak to you all soon. Bye, my loves.